None of that.
All right. It's a real thing.
I don't know none of that.
By the way, we're live right now.
And welcome to 302 Sports Weekly, the show that makes dreams come true, Pat. I'm Benny Pinella alongside Pat Garrianis, and the playoffs are around the corner here in the world of Delaware high school sports. We'll take a look at the playoff brackets. We also will bring in some results. We have Mike and Jason on that, and of course, we have a special guest coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, we also have a debut from another one of our members here at 302 Sports. Nicole's going to drop by, talk a little lacrosse a little bit later, but yeah, like you said, we're going to be joined here in a couple seconds here by Lonnie and Dre of the Nothing But Net program and learn a little bit more about that, man.
That's all coming up. But first, we got to thank Gary and Nick of Hooters. They allow us every week to have the show here live 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. Be sure to come out to Hooters, 136 the Astro Shopping Center, and try some of their delicious wings.
That's exactly right. And like I said, it's playoff season right about now. The season's winding down to an end. Only a few more episodes left of 302 Sports Weekly. So now more than ever, it's important if you guys got any highlights, scores, stats, anything you want to see on the show or through our social media, whatever the case may be, just reach out to us. 302sports@gmail.com. Go to the website, of course, 302sports.com, or follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @302sports. We're active on Twitter with our poll questions, so get on there and look alive on there. And then add us on Snapchat, sports_302. And, of course, come down to the show. Only a few shows remaining here for season 1.
Only a few more left in the year, so be sure to swing by 136 the Astro Shopping Center. Nothing But Net joins us. Lonnie Wright, who is the middle school coach for Odyssey Charter, and Andre Wilburn, who is the assistant men's basketball coach at Wilmington University. Andre, Lonnie, thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
So Nothing But Net, tell us what it is for folks that don't know back at home.
So Nothing But Net is a sports academy program we started about a year ago. It's a place where children as young as 4 all the way up to the age 15 can come, participate in our different camps and leagues and programs, just to build not only on sports but on education as well.
Now, Lonnie, you guys started this up. What are your guys' roles, and how did you get involved in creating NBN?
Well, NBN actually started, I have 3 young boys that play basketball, and Coach Dre was doing private lessons with them. And I watched Coach Dre work with them, and he had mentioned about finding a gym to do this on his own. So I said, why don't we do this together? And he was all aboard, and I just watched how good he is with children. And he's outstanding as far as coaching and technique and fundamentals, and it was just a really good fit. Really good fit.
So, Nothing But Net, does it have a mission statement, and what's the history behind Nothing But Net since you guys have started up?
So our mission, it kind of is evolving. So the more we're around the kids, the more we're around the community, the more we put into our mission, the bigger we try to make it. But the main mission is to have a place, a foundation where children can go and learn sports, mainly basketball, and also find the importance of education and respect and some of the 5 pillars that we stick by.
And you're talking about those 5 pillars. 5 pillars at NBN: respect, effort, attitude, dedication, and sportsmanship. Can you talk about those 5 pillars and why they're so important to your guys' program?
Well, they're important because it not only helps you on the court, but it also helps you in everyday life. You have to respect people. You have to give effort, dedication. You have to have a good attitude. A lot of people hear the word attitude and they think it's something negative. No. We believe that you have to have a certain type of attitude in everything you do. A winning attitude, a positive attitude. So, and then sportsmanship. You need to have sportsmanship within sports and also in the workplace, at school. You need to learn how to work with people and be encouraging, things of that nature. So that we call it like our Reed's Way. And anyone that's involved in our program, whether it be a child or an adult, volunteer, coach, whatever, they have to live by that Reed's Way. And no one's perfect, and sometimes we do waver off of that, but we do a pretty good job as an organization to make sure that foundation is always there.
Lonnie and Andre, this question is both for you. We'll start with Lonnie. It seems like a lot of people nowadays just feel like kids don't have a lot of those 5 pillars you were talking about. Do you personally feel like that's what a lot of the kids there are lacking?
Absolutely. I feel respect is the biggest one. I know when we were kids, it was always respect your elders, Mr. and Mrs. Until yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, and kids just don't do it anymore. I'll have kids call me by my first name, and being a grown man, and same thing with coaches. You'll see kids will just talk to coaches anyway, and if they grow up that way, if they start that way as kids, then they become adults in the same attitude. And I'm very much old school, so that's my firm belief.
That's very important. Can you talk about how basketball provides a great opportunity to teach those pillars, because it's not just basketball. It's like you said, it goes into life. So how does basketball translate in that way, you feel like, or how is that a perfect opportunity to install those pillars?
So we use basketball as the vehicle to draw the kids in. So once we draw the kids in, we sit down and show them, hey, you're interested in basketball, but this also applies in everyday life. So if you can have, let's say for example, dedication, and that's something that's lacking in today's world because of the microwave age.
Right.
And a lot of kids aren't dedicated to anything. But just like you have to be dedicated to come to practice or come work out, you also have to be dedicated and get up early enough to go to school and eat breakfast, and you have to be dedicated to doing what you're supposed to do at home. So it all works hand in hand. So if you take the Reed's Way once again, and you can apply that in any setting, anywhere in the world. If you live by that, then you'll be okay.
Lonnie, the NBN has a 3-on-3 Hoops Fest coming up.
Yep.
What's the story behind that? What is that?
So the 3-on-3 Hoop Fest is a Stop the Violence. It's basically a one-day tournament, 3-on-3, and there's 5 divisions. We have a 16 to 18, and over 18, and over 30, both men and women. We have a police and corrections officers, a first responders, and then a military. And the reason for this tournament is, with everything that's going on in our world today, between police officers and our community, it's a great opportunity to bring them both together. It shows that Officer Joe, he's a normal guy.
Right.
He's not a bad apple. Johnny, who's in the city, well, he's not a bad guy. And it gives them a chance to see each other outside. It's a great cause. We're expecting about 300 teams from up and down the East Coast. We're expecting about 3,000 people to come through.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be a great event. It's a great cause. The reason that my belief behind it was, when we first started it, was because of Officer Ballard, when he was murdered last year. That really hit home with me, because Coach Dre and I both have family that are military, police officers, things like that. And that's, it was unnecessary. It was senseless, and it's just a good opportunity to get everybody together and have a good time, and let's play some basketball.
That's fantastic. Great cause, like you said there. Another great part of the summer is your summer camp. You guys have Camp Ignite on the horizon. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So Camp Ignite is an enrichment summer camp with also a sports base. So the kids will be there, and we're taking the kids on 2 field trips a week. We're allowing the kids to play basketball amongst other sports. But we're also taking pride in the original part. So the kids will be there building volcanoes, and we'll do different math and reading workshops and things of that nature. And the staff we have does a pretty good job of making it fun, but also educational as well, because a lot of parents say they send their kids to summer camp and they forget everything that they learned during the school year. So we're trying to change that perception a little bit, but at the same time, we're teaching the kids some of the fundamentals of basketball and team sports and things of that nature. And we're going on a lot of fun field trips. So if anybody looking for a summer camp, Camp Ignite is the place to be.
Nothing But Net sounds like a whole lot of fun. You guys are a fantastic program, and folks are going to watch this and want to be a part of it. Where can they go and do that?
So you can go to our website, www.mbnsportsacademy.org, and we have all the information up there from summer camp to 3-on-3 to our summer league that's starting at the end of June. Everything that we have going on within our program is on the website, or you can go to our Facebook page, MBN Sports Academy, and we do a pretty good job of keeping that updated and posting information and keeping in touch with the people.
And you guys are located at St. Matthew's, correct? St. Matthew's Gym, so it's not too far away. It's a local thing right there in the heart of Delaware. So.
The nice thing about our program is Coach Dre does an outstanding job with our coaches and our kids. There's not a program like it here in Delaware. We have guys that play professionally overseas that come and work out. We have some outstanding high school coaches that are in our program, St. George's, St. Elizabeth's, myself, Coach Dre. So there's a ton of basketball knowledge, If you want to come and you want to be a better basketball player, we're absolutely the spot to be. We have some of the most exciting and talented up-and-coming talent that you guys will soon see in the high school level coming through our program. And again, it's a basketball, it's an academy. That's exactly what we are. So,
and I'm just talking to you guys with what makes it so intriguing to me is you say it's a basketball academy. It seems to me it's not just like that. It's molding adults and molding character, and I think that's so key. Nothing But Net, once again joining us on 302 Sports Weekly. Lonnie and Andre, guys, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us, really. Thank you.
They are Nothing But Net. When we come back from around the corner, we have more on 302 Sports Weekly.
Good stuff. Photo. Get a photo of you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We do a quick photo.
Thank you.
And then you guys can put it up on your social media and stuff. So.
Open for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Brian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. We want to say special thanks again to Lonnie Wright and Andre Wilburn for stopping by from Nothing But Net. That was a fantastic interview and something that's really interesting, really important in the community.
Absolutely, and it piques my interest as a guy who loves basketball. That's something that I'm definitely going to be plugging in the future. And you might catch 302 Sports at that 3-on-3 Hoop Fest in some aspect, way, shape, or form. So keep an eye out for that.
Be sure to keep up with their social media as well. It's time to move on, though. Girls soccer, Division II, the state tournament going on right now, or at least it's begun. The first round results. We saw Ursuline topple Delmar, Friends topple Archmere in a close one.
That's
4-3 on a PKs, which is a tight one. And then Wilmington Christian, they were able to dominate Sussex Academy 3-1. Pat.
Yeah, and that was a game. Sussex Academy was a team that really came on strong towards the end of the year. Take the loss in that first round. Then you look at Indian River, the 6th seed, defeating number 11 Mount Pleasant 2-0. And then, of course, the quarterfinals. You're going to see all games tomorrow. Number 9 Ursula will be facing top seed Tower Hill. That's at Caravel, 6 p.m. Number 12 Friends trying to continue their run. They'll take on number 4 Sanford at 8 p.m. That's down at Caravel as well. And then the other games, you'll see Wilmington Christian versus DMA, 8 p.m. down at Dover, and number 6 Indian River at number 3 Caravel will be opening up that play at Dover, 6 p.m.
And of course, the winners of the Tower Hill, Ursuline, and Sanford and Wilmington Friends game will play each other in the semis on Wednesday. DMA and Wilmington Christian and DMA. The winner of that will play the winner of Caravel or Indian River on next Wednesday as well. Of course, the finals going down June 1st or Saturday, June 2nd. If the rain keeps up the way it's gone. It'll be powered by the NFHS network, powered by 302 Sports. All right, the last team in the tournament, Friends, pulls an upset in the first round. Big win for them, Mike. It beat Archmere in penalty kicks. That was a thrilling way to end it in penalty kicks, or do you have a differing opinion?
Yeah, it's an upset. I think it's an upset. I think Archmere is slightly better than Friends. Friends is not the 12th best team in this tournament. I think I'm ranking these teams by skill level, in my opinion, because that's all that really counts. And I had Friends up around maybe the 7th best team in this 12-team field. They played in the regular season. I was there. Archmere beat them 2-1, and they had to really hold them off. Friends is a really good team. So it's an upset, but I think Friends Sanford could be a heck of a game tomorrow night.
And that's a game I wanted to ask you about. The 4th seed Sanford welcoming in the last team to get in. Thoughts on that matchup heading into it?
They played twice in the regular season. Friends lost one, and they drew in another game. They had a problem. Friends with a young lady by the name of Evan Amendum from Sanford. Sanford also has their key player, Kendall Trickey, back from last year. So Sanford, which was 3-11-1 last year, now is the 1st seed. That could be, as we called it, a humdinger.
How about that? Caravel is the only Division II team to win the championship since they dropped down to Division II, Jason, back in 2014. That's, of course, 4 in a row. Indian River, they'll be facing them in the semifinals, potentially, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So, what has to happen there to knock off the 4-time defending state champion?
Well, Indian River's got to find a way to beat Sydney Kell. Not many teams have been able to do that this year. She's a all-state goalie, for Caravel. She's the reason why they've won a couple state championships. She's really good in goal. But Caravel's road to the finals could be really tough. They get Indian River, like we said, tomorrow. Then they would possibly face DMA, who beat them 1-0 in overtime in the regular season. And then a showdown with Tower Hill in the rematch of last year's division championship. Tower Hill beat Caravel 3-0 earlier this year. So it's going to be a tough draw for Caravel, but the 4-time defending champs know how to get it done in crunch time.
Mike, 75% of the matchups in the first round ended up being upsets in terms of seeding. Is that a reflection on the seeding process itself, or is this just such a balanced league in terms of the rest of them?
I think
outside of the top
Division II is very even. I think one thing that did come out is that in girls soccer, at least, the upstate teams are still a step ahead of the downstate teams. We saw Delmar fall to Ursuline, and Sussex Central, Sussex Academy, who I pumped up all year. They had a great season, just didn't have enough as the 7th seed against Wilmington Christian. These teams are so even. All these independent schools in here, Sanford, the Tower Hill Friends, Wilmington Christian, they see each other all year, so there's no secrets here. These teams all play each other. Like Jason said, DMA and Caravel went OT in the regular season. So I think it's a familiarity thing as much as anything. These are all really evenly matched teams. And we could end up with chalk in the Final Four, but I wouldn't be shocked to see at least one numerical upset tomorrow night.
Tower Hill's been absolutely dominating all season. 13-0 going into this game upcoming against Ursuline. Ursuline's the only team this year to put up multiple goals against Tower Hill. That was a 5-2 defeat last week, I believe. What do the Red Raiders have to do to figure things out against this team? Can they pull off an upset of this magnitude, or has Tower Hill just got too much?
And Tower Hill, I think, has a lot of firepower. So Ursuline, who was the only team that scored, like you said, more than 1 goal against them, scored 2 and still lost by 3 goals.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to find a way, I think, to put in more than 2 to beat Tower Hill. And even that might not be enough. Tower Hill's offense has just been so good this year. Like we said, they scored 3 against best goalie in state with Sydney Kell. So Ursula's going to have its work cut out for them. Maybe if they could get an early goal or 2 and grab a 2-0 lead, maybe it gives them the confidence, and then all of a sudden all the pressure's on Tower Hill. They're the top seed. Everyone's expecting them to win. You fall behind early, all of that pressure comes on you, and let's see how they can respond with that pressure.
We'll have to see tomorrow when all the games will take place. Number 9, Ursuline will be against Tower Hill, 6 p.m. start there. Indian River Caravel, 6 p.m. start. Friends, Sanford, and Wilmington Christian and DMA, both 8 p.m. starts tomorrow. Now it's time for us to move on to Division I. Quarterfinals going on tonight. Mike, do we have any score updates or anything of that notion as the games are going on right now?
These were not very recent, but they're fairly recent. Last score I had from Padua at Cape Henlopen was 1-0 Padua. Paige Kenton scored in that one in the 42nd minute. And to me, that's a pretty good accomplishment for Cape Henlopen, only being down 1. The other score I had was Cesar Rodney 3, William Penn 1. Those are the 2 6 o'clock games. The other games will be following these 2. So those are what we have And really no surprise, CR and Battle leading.
That's it. And those games that Mike talked about, number 5 Apple visiting number 4 Middletown at Smyrna after that Penn CR game, and then Sussex Tech taking on number 3 Wilmington Charter. That's down in Dover, following Cape Henlopen and Padua. And like Benny said last time, the finals will be streamed June 1st or Saturday, June 2nd, depending on the weather and whatnot, on the NFHS network powered by 302 Sports. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, the weather has been absolutely mayhem. All right, tonight's quarterfinals. We know about the scores so far. The top seeds seem to be faring pretty well with Cesar Rodney and Padua. But let's talk about the other 2 games. Middletown, Appo, and then Charter and Sussex Tech. You see any upsets there, Mike, or are you focusing more on that Middletown Appo game as one of those toss-ups?
Yeah, I think Sussex Tech could sneak its way by. Either one of these could be an upset. But I think Sussex Tech is a team that they play in a tough conference at Henlopen North. They've played Cape, they've played CR. They had some other good wins this year. They could sneak by Charter, but I expect Charter probably will come out on top of that one. But you never know.
Looking at these first-round games here, Jay, which one do you think is going to be the closest matchup? Which one's going to be one of those knockout, drag-down fights, and maybe even like the Division II game go to PKs? Is there any game that is on there?
Appo Middletown, and if it ends in penalty kicks, it will kind of be disheartening because that's a tough way to lose when you get down to the penalty kicks. Me personally, I like to see them add 10 minutes in each overtime instead of 10-minute overtimes and play golden goal like hockey.
Right.
But I think that's a game that has the potential to go to penalty kicks. Both teams played in the regular season a 2-1 hour win for Appo. But it's going to be a real interesting match, and it's going to go back and forth. To me, it's going to come down to the goaltender. Which goaltender plays better? And like I said, if it goes to penalty kicks, it's all on the goaltender because it's not easy to save soccer penalty kicks.
That's actually an interesting topic for discussion. And Mike, I want your opinion on it. We'll go back and forth here. Do you prefer PKs or their golden goal?
I hate PKs.
Really?
For a playoff, I hate it. The NHL gets rid of the shootout for the postseason. The only other sport that I know in softball just today, which we'll talk about later, after 10 innings, or going into the 10th inning, they put a runner on second base. And football has the 4 downs from the 25-yard line, but it's a gimmick. I'd rather just keep playing. I know you can't have a 7 overtime game.
It doesn't make any sense that they change the sport in an extra quarter to fit.
Yeah, and they play they'll just have a tie in the regular season, which is fine. But I'm not a big fan. Penalty kicks are just you hardly ever miss. It's just a mistake play. Going off the side of my foot, we lose. I don't like it.
Now, in the boys soccer, Sallies and St. Mark's played that 8 overtime game that was over 2 days. I think the DIAA didn't want to do it over 2 days anymore, so they said let's go to penalty kicks after that. But here's my theory, right? You play 40-minute halves. Why only 2 10-minute overtimes? To me, make both overtimes 20 minutes. Most likely you're going to have a golden goal in one of those 2 20-minute sessions instead of going to penalty kicks. I just don't think 10 minutes in each half, in each overtime is enough. Like I said, maybe go to 20 or 25 for each overtime, but I'd rather see it that way than penalty kicks. It's hard to end your year losing in penalty kicks.
Or much like the NHL has done, when you go into overtime, you drop a few players off the field, create more scoring opportunities. Just something they can talk about maybe in the off season.
Yes, and that's they do that in field hockey in overtime. They start taking players off the field as the game goes along. So that's a great idea, Pat.
Hey, Benny, a fun fact about that Salesian and St. Mark's 7 overtime game. Jason and I were both there at Newark High School, although I could not go back for day 2. We did not know each other then, but I was at day 1. Jason, I believe, was at both days.
I was at both days.
It was a
I was a student at Salesian.
Cold, wet, miserable day at Newark High School. Salesian won 1-0.
And the grounds for a friendship.
How about that?
We met a few years later.
All right, last question, and then we'll go to break. What possible semifinal matchup are you most interested in seeing?
Well, This took me about a half a second to come up with this one, and it's Padua Middletown. Rematch of last year's championship. You got a bunch of ticked off Pandas from last year. They haven't forgotten, trust me. I know they haven't forgotten. And that is the game that I want to see in the semifinals.
Same thing for you, Jay?
I'm actually going to go different. I'm going to go Charter, Caesarani.
Okay.
They both had an excellent regular season match. Both very contested, both very good. And the winner, gets the chance to play in the championship. I think that game is going to be another one that's potentially going to be decided in overtime.
Interesting stuff there. Of course, the finals going down June 1st or June 2nd if Mother Nature can hold off for just another couple of weeks. We got softball around the corner up on 302 Sports Weekly. First round results, we'll have them up next.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military
No matter
wife,
where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter
To the diamond we go here on 302 Sports. Benny Pinella, Pat Garanese, Mike Lang, and Jason Winchell joining us here. First round results already in. We got Caravel with a dominating win over Milford. They finished that one in five innings. Madeline Beers was 2 for 3 with a home run, double, and 3 RBIs. Sussex Central dominating St. George's Tech 11-1. A lot of big wins. Apple-Corner one of them, 11-3 over Mount Pleasant. And Delmar, five-hitter for Tracy Pleasanton, who threw a shutout 2-0 over Newark Charter, a major upset with 5 strikeouts for the Wildcats to advance.
Yeah, and then you look at the bottom half of the bracket. Number 2, Smyrna getting the job done against a tough Polytech team despite being only the 15 seed. 4-1 in that one. Number 10, Lake Forest taking care of number 7, Indian River for an upset, 4-1. Number 3, DMA defeating another tough 14th ranked Padua team, 4-1. Claire Henry with the big bop in that one, 3-run bomb for the Seahawks. And Wilmington Charter getting a 1-0 shutout victory against Sussex Tech. And Antonia Browning, who we're very familiar with around the state of Delaware, scattered only 4 hits while striking out 7 in the Force's upset win over the Ravens.
Looking at the quarterfinal matchups, a couple of results already in today. Sussex Central and Caravel will have the score for you in a second. Appoquinimink dominated Delmar today, 8-1. Smyrna beat Lake Forest. Wilmington Charter, that was a pretty big upset over DMA, 2-1 to set up into the semifinal matchups there, which will happen tomorrow, and of course the finals going on Saturday, May 26. All right. Let's look at that semifinal right now. Wilmington Charter, major upset over DMA. Mike, what are your thoughts on that major upset?
12 innings. We mentioned just previously about putting a runner on second base. They went 12 or 13 innings today. I'm surprised, but not totally. Charter's a good team. Tony Brown is an excellent pitcher. We saw Charter lose to Padua 7-0 at the end of the season, and then they came out and they beat DMA.
I believe it was
and then
Sussex,
first round they beat Sussex Tech 1-0, 1-0. So the soccer mindset going on. Charter's a really good team. Ran into some problems this year. Tony, I think, got hurt a little bit. But they're a good team, and I'm not totally surprised the 11 got through. And it's good to see, nothing against DMA, it's good to see some of the lower seeds get through and mix things up a little bit.
Do we have
Caravel, by the way, won their games today.
I was going to say, so Caravel, Sussex Central, do we have a score now?
I don't have a score, but I know the game's tomorrow night against Appo at Caravel.
There you go. So Caravel defeats Sussex Central in that one. Jay, we have the results now, the semifinals. Any surprises?
Oh, obviously Wilmington Charter was the only team. The 1, 4, and 2 all made it through. DMA 3 seed falls to Wilmington Charter. DMA kind of handed it to Wilmington Charter in the regular season. Today, Antonio Browning was fabulous. I know at one point she had like 10 strikeouts through 7 or 8 innings.
She's
so
good.
I want to. It'd be interesting how many she finished up with through a 12-inning game like that. DMA was bottled by a couple injuries. Sam Freeland, their all-state player, got lost for the season earlier in the year, but they had a great year, and at the end today, Wilmington Charter was just a run stronger, and so that would be the upset that I saw today.
Things seem to be clicking for Apple Cornerback. 19 runs in 2 games. They've only given up 4. They seem to have it working on both sides of the game, both defensively and pitching, and of course on the offensive side. Just absolutely clobbering the ball right now, Mike.
They're a really good team. We saw them earlier this year. They beat Caravel 2-1. We were there. We did the game with 302. We got a rematch of that one tomorrow. They had to make a pitching change in the middle of the season when Courtney McNatt got hurt. So they brought in Autumn Gentry, who's been outstanding. She's Gentry and McNatt's done some pitching, but they had to make some changes. They've got some good hitters on Appo. So they can hit, and they got more than one pitcher in softball. That's a gold mine if you have more than one pitcher.
Now, Caravel Appo is the game everyone's going to pay attention to, guys. But that bottom half of the bracket there, Smyrna, Wilmington Charter, slept on. I feel like those two are slept on, especially with that top one. A lot of people are maybe thinking that's really the championship game. What can Smyrna and Charter bring to a championship game appearance? Could this be like a St. in boys basketball situation?
Absolutely. Charter, like we said, they got the pitching, Browning, and that's all you need in softball. You have a dominant pitcher. You scored, like today, 2 runs was enough, and they needed the second run in the 12th inning to do it. Smyrna, 17-1. Their only loss was to Indian River, who they could have potentially saw in the second round, but Lake Forest upset Indian River, and Smyrna just squeaked by Lake Forest today, 3-1. So if it gets into I think it's going to be another pitching duel. I think whoever scores 2 runs tomorrow wins that game, and I think either of those teams could make noise in that state championship game.
And by the way, Smyrna 8-3 over Charter in the regular season. Smyrna 7-0 over Caravel in the regular season. So the Eagles have the pedigree to get it done.
Interesting stuff there for softball. Of course, games being played tomorrow with the finals coming up on Saturday. Again, pray for no rain right there. Girls lacrosse coming up next. We change the sports, stay on the playoff topic around the corner on 302 Sports Weekly.
Opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today.
So ladies lacrosse is the topic now on 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pennell, Pat Garanes, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell. First round results are in. We saw Padua sneak by St. Andrews 15-14. That game was a lot closer than I think a lot of people thought. Of course, Sarah Kunkel had to score the game winner with seconds left on the clock. Polytech was able to beat Wilmington Charter 13-5. Madeline McKay and Mackenzie Estrada each scored 4 goals to help the Pandas out. Newark Charter beat Appo. And then we saw Tower Hill dominate Dover. But Dover able to make it close towards the end there, 12-11 was the score in the upset for Tower Hill.
And you look at the quarterfinal results, Benny. Cape continuing their hot run. I mean, they're one of the dominant teams in girls lacrosse year in and year out. 18-3 over Padua. Aaliyah Marshall 5 goals. Lindsay Monagle added 4 and 4 assists as the Vikings advanced to the semis. Archmere defeating Polytech 12-9 in that one. Junior Kate Olson 4 goals and assists as the Augs held off the Panthers. Then Ursuline defeating Tower Hill 14-8. Hat-trick coming from Jane Lyons in that one for the Raiders. And then St. Mark's dominating performance against Newark Charter. 20 goals put up by them as they win 20-9. Kendra Schweitzer, 7 goals, 3 assists to lead the Spartans. On to the semis, Benny.
And on to the semis. They're being played right now. Archmere versus Cape Henlopen. That's from the Danny Turf Complex. We do have one final from earlier. St. Mark's and Ursuline. And that, of course, had St. Mark's winning and going to the finals. A 15-13 victory for the Spartans there. Let's talk about that one, and then we'll get a score update from Archmere versus Cape Henlopen. St. Mark's 15-13 over Ursuline going to the
I was there for the first half of the game just a couple hours ago. Ursuline came out on fire. They were up at 1.6-2. They had a 4-5 goal lead for much of the half. Jane Lyons scored the first 3 goals for Ursuline. She's an outstanding player. And St. Mark's just slowly bit into that lead and eventually caught them at about 10-10. Ended up winning by 2. St. Mark's is a very veteran team. They're excellent coaching. Just a really, really good team. And they will be playing Cape Henlopen
How about that?
for the finals. Cape won 19-4 over Archmere.
Expected. And that's the thing. Cape's been doing this for a while down there.
9 straight titles.
9 straight titles they have down there. Is there any team that can stop them? They look unbeatable, Jay. They look unbeatable.
Yeah, well, you got to slow down their offense. I mean, look, 18 in a win against Padua, and then they followed up with 19 against Archmere. Archmere's the 4th seed. They beat them by 15 goals. I mean, it's going to be tough for St. Mark's. And the thing with Cape is they're deep. St. Mark's is not as deep. So if it gets in if it's a closer game than St. Mark's has got to keep it close, but they have to find a way to keep the ball out of Cape Henlopen. I say it to the boys all the time, but you can't score if you don't have the ball. So St. Mark's' strategy, and when they're on offense, if Cape's letting them run some time off the clock, and like I said about soccer, maybe St. Mark's needs to get an early lead and puts all the pressure on Cape Henlopen. Like you said, they're the 9-time state champs.
The decade of dominance they're going for right here.
Absolutely, and it's going to be tough for St. Mark's to win. I'm not saying they can't, but they're going to have to play better than they did against Ursuline today.
That's to be flawless.
Yes, absolutely.
Cape Henlopen, 2 games in the playoffs, 37 goals is what they've scored. They've only allowed 7. Mike.
Yeah, and they played St. Mark's in the finals last year. I think it was 18-4, Jason, I believe.
Yeah.
Here's another advantage for Cape. The game is going to be played, I don't know where, but I know it's going to be on a turf field. Cape plays its home games on turf. St. Mark's plays their home games on grass. And it doesn't sound like a huge difference until you go watch the games. You see a game on turf and a game on grass. It's a different game. Now, St. Mark's has played their last few games on turf. It's not like the girls haven't played. They're all club players. They play on turf fields all the time, but the game's a lot faster. And the last thing Cape needs is faster. St. Mark's needs to be able to slow them down. But I saw Cape play on grass this year at Ursuline, and then like 18-8, nothing stops them. There's the machine.
So what's the strategy, really quickly, we'll go to break. What's the strategy on how to beat a Cape Henlopen team?
Get the ball, and Jason, get the ball and hold it. Just hold it, drain the clock. There's no shot clock in high school. You can hold it as long as you want. As long as you can keep possession and just keep sending girls to the net. And if you can't get any openings, you just hold on to it and wait. And it takes a really disciplined team to do that. But that's what you have to do against Cape.
Sometimes you just have to swallow your pride and hold the ball for just a little bit.
It's not pretty, but sometimes that's what
you gotta keep it close. Anything can happen when you keep it close.
There you go. The finals happening Tuesday, May 29th, NFHS Network, powered by 302 Sports. We welcome Nikki Six with the Sticks coming on in just a little bit. He talks boys lacrosse on 302 Sports Weekly.
Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lowes, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Pat, Benny, and of course Jason Winchell joining us on the set and making his debut. One Mr. Nick Paul.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Hey Guy, what's going on, bud?
Nothing much, Guy. I'm doing real well. I'm doing absolutely
Former AI average standout, lacrosse average standout right
I would
here.
say average. I coached there a time or two.
How about that?
There you go. Well, if there's one person that knows about lacrosse, it is Nick Hall. And looking at these first round results, Nick, you see a lot of big games. We see Cape Henlopen dominating Sanford 21-5. Archmere was able to dominate as well. Caravel 11-2. Cole Bauer with 4 goals and 2 assists. CR 18, MOT Charter 4, and Appaquornamick sneaking by Dover 7-6 in the final in overtime.
Games that are being played today. You're looking at Smyrna taking on a tough task in the number 1 seed of Salesianum. St. Andrews taking on Milford at 7 p.m. That's 9 versus 8. 14, Wilmington Charter taking on number 3, DMA. That's at Tower Hill at 7 p.m. Number 11, Tatnall taking on Friends. Number 6, Friends, 9-3. Friends gets that victory over Tatnall on that one. And Nick, just looking at these first-round games that have occurred, which one maybe surprises you the most? What do you think?
Honestly, Pat, none of them really. This is kind of how the first round of the lacrosse tournament usually goes. You know, the powerhouse team, Sally's draw someone like Smyrna, and you know, somebody gets beat up on. I mean, that score between Appo and Dover going into overtime. That's a pretty good score for that kind of game. So that's surprising, but everything else pretty much ran down exactly the way I thought it would.
So at what point in time in this tournament are we going to start seeing a little more, contests in terms of that? Because Cape Henlopen just seems to be running through everyone.
I would say next round, Ben, when you see Cape play Archmere, CR play Appo. Out of those two, the Cape and Archmere game, probably the closer of those two. I don't think that Appo is going to be able to hang with CR. They got ran over by CR at the beginning of the year. So,
Jay, any score updates? I saw you talking to Mike over there in the corner. Any score updates going on?
Yeah, we have a score update. St. Andrews leads Milford 10-5 at the half. That's the 8 versus 9. So with the number 9 St. Andrews currently with the 5-goal lead. So, and the winner of that game's probably going to play Salesianum in the second round.
An interesting matchup there.
Speaking of Salesianum, the juggernaut, right? They're just the juggernaut. How do you prepare for a team like that? Well, we'll listen to both of you guys, hear your opinions. How do you prepare for them, and do you see any teams giving them any kind of a contest? Jay, we'll start with you, then we'll go to Nick.
Well, I'm going to say, again, like I did in the girls' game, you need to have possession. Sally's can't score if they don't have possession. Me and Nick did the Caesar Rodney game, and we saw that in the first half. Caesar Rodney, when they had the ball, they would take some time on offense, and then they would capitalize and score goals. When they restarted that game 2 nights later, Sally's just won every face-off and every loose ball there was, and outscored them 11-3 coming home, down the stretch in that game. And that's why it's a convincing win. But at one time, I thought Caesar Rodney had a chance in that game. So I think that's what you got to do. Game plan against Sally's is you're going to have to win ground balls, win face-offs, and then I think win the time of possession game. I think if you do that, the only they could face the Cape Henlopen Archmere winner, I think in the semis, and I think one of the they dominated Cape in the regular season. I think the second time Cape plays them, they learn from their mistakes, and I think it's going to be a closer game than that 18-3 regular season win for South.
What do you use? Is it just that simple as a former player?
I mean, it's almost that simple. I mean, Jason hit the big points right on the head there. Something else there that's pretty important is those Sally's guys. You know, we saw CR really start to dominate them physically in the first half. They didn't like getting pushed around, that kind of thing. And you want to play a clean game against Sally's. If you take a penalty, they're going to capitalize on that mistake. And there were some small little defensive things, not playing good position body defense that I saw from Caesar Rodney. But that's the kind of stuff you got to do against Sal's. And the time of possession game is the biggest one. You know, take advantage of your opportunities. Score a goal, make it take a while, because Sally's going to do the exact same thing to you.
Last question before we go to break. We'll look at the matchups we know are happening. Cape versus Archmere, CR versus Apo. Talk about those matchups. Which one intrigues you the most, and which one do you see possibly being an upset alert?
You know, Ben, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see Apo toppling Caesar Rodney, but I do think Archmere could probably beat Cape Henlopen. We saw Archmere play Archmere play Caesar Rodney earlier in the year, and I saw Cape play Caesar Rodney a couple weeks ago, and they're pretty evenly matched teams. That one's going to go either way. So that's going to be a game that I think I will probably be at, and I would hope Jason would come with me if that would be the case. So I would look for that one to be your possible upset game.
Saturday at 5 p.m., Nick.
Saturday at 5. Let's go.
And of course, the semifinals will be Wednesday, May 30th. Finals happening Friday, June 1st, or Saturday, June 2nd, depending on the weather, as we've said throughout the show. On the NFHS Network, powered by 302 Sports. Nick, thank you very much, bud. Good job on your debut.
Well done, sir.
Thanks,
well
guys.
done.
Thank you.
We come back, we have baseball up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Joined Patterson Schwartz and Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Hit the diamond, Pat. It's time to talk about baseball.
Yeah, let's pick up the pill and see what happened. We're back in the first round of the tournament. Starting up, let's look at some of these games that are going to be played starting tomorrow. An expanded 2014 field, first year seeing that. You're going to see number 17 versus number 16. That's Dover Indian River. 4 p.m. start for these upcoming games as well. Number 24 Polytech taking on number 9 Friends. Number 20 Newark Charter taking on number 13 Archmere Conrad. The 21 seed will be taking on the 12 seeded Delmar. And number 18 Delmarva Christian will be taking on number 15 DMA. And then Benny, you got that second half of that bracket.
Sussex Tech will face Red Lions. Sussex Central will face Concord. CR will play Middletown. The second round games happening on Saturday, May 26th. Of course, we'll get to the winners there as it goes. William Penn will face 16-17. Sally's, Cape, Apo, Caravel, St. George's Tech, St. Mark's, and Hodson are all teams that you have to play tomorrow. They will be playing on Saturday. I want to talk to you, Mike, about the expansion to the 24 teams before we get into the bracket. A lot of controversy around it. A lot of people thinking a couple of different things, but I want your thoughts on 24 teams. Essentially, that's half the field of varsity baseball teams in Delaware.
Yeah, I think what was happening in the past is teams were finishing with 11 or 12 wins and not getting into the tournament. And then there's a little rumbling and grumbling down when the schools get together. So the idea was we're going to expand the tournament. We'll make more teams eligible. We're going to make the requirements to get in a little stricter. You have to be at least 500 to get in. So some teams before that would have gotten in at 8 and 10.
Yeah, with a tough schedule, right?
Had a better schedule. Can't get in now unless St. Elizabeth this year. They lost yesterday to Mount Pleasant, finished the year 8 and 10. Unfortunately, they had first off, they're one of the 24 best teams in the state, and they had the points to get in, but they're not eligible. So they want to get more teams. The DIAA is trying to get more teams in the playoffs. That's why they're talking about 3 divisions in the sports and things like that. So I'm not surprised it happened. I don't mind 24 teams.
Do you see it expanding potentially?
No, you're already at 50% at least. And like we talked to the coach from Del Council, Danny
Dave Bataferrano, yeah.
Talking about teams canceling after they had already scheduled. They're having trouble fielding baseball teams, so I don't see it getting any bigger than 24.
No, and that's the thing, that you're going to start seeing some strategy come up scheduling-wise, because if you have a tough schedule and you might not have your greatest team, look at St. E's, like you said, 8 and 10 with a very hard schedule, right? Maybe they lighten the schedule up, you get 12 and 6, next thing you know you're in a tournament now, and that's really all that matters. So it'll be interesting to see how the athletic directors start to schedule games, right?
Well, and I talked to your uncle, Joey Potts, about it. Well, last year they had St. E's had St. Thomas More and Delmar, and they replaced them with Middletown and Hudson. So all of a sudden, that you got playing 2 of the better teams. They did beat Middletown, but that schedule, like he said, he would have rather played St. Thomas More. But here's the fact: St. Thomas More didn't play enough games this year, so that game would have counted as a scrimmage and not a game, and then would have cost them the tournament anyway. So any way you look at it, it's hard to do a schedule and put it together, but to me, I want to play the better team. So when I come tournament time,
you're prepared.
I'm prepared.
Here we go. Of course, the tournament ends Sunday, June 3rd at Frawley Stadium, home of Wilmington Blue Rocks, and 302 Sports will be there. I believe that's an NFHS network game.
If it's on, it would be on an NFHS.
If it's on, it'll be on at 302 Sports. Of course, the rain permitting on that one. All right, look at that first round. Let's get back into the nitty-gritty of things. What first round game are you most looking forward to?
Well, I kind of looked down that list, and the one that really jumped out at me, there's a couple, but I'm going to go Newark Charter or Archmere. Newark Charter started the season, I think, 1-7 or 1-6. They finished the season 10-7. Great job by the Patriots to not get down and to get back in it. They put up some really good wins this year. They beat all the Catholic schools on their schedule. They beat Salesian and beat Archmere, and they beat St. Elizabeth, another one of the losses from St. E's. And their conference opponents, so the game's out of Archmere. It's a revenge game. I'm sounding like Nods Maker, but it's a revenge game. Archmere's playing really well. I like the Hawks, but I just like the grittiness of the Patriots, and I think that should be a fun game up in the greatest town in the world, Claymont, Delaware.
So Mike's thinking Newark Charter has a lower seed potential to knock off a higher seed in Archmere. Jay, is there any other lower seeds that can get maybe a first round road victory and move on to the second round?
Yeah, I like Conrad at Delmar.
Okay.
Conrad's had the experience of playing him. It's a tough travel down to Delmar to play a game, but with Conrad's experience, they lost a lot. But some of the players that came back were in the semifinals last year. They know how to win come tournament time. I think that could be a potential upset. I also like Sussex Tech over Red Line.
Okay.
23 versus 10. Red Line had a great year, but Sussex Tech has played one of the toughest schedules in the state. They lost 2-1 to Salesianum. They beat St. Mark's.
Wow.
St. Mark's 15-3. And one of those losses was to a Sussex Tech team, 9-3. So it just wasn't any win. It was a 9-3 winning against a good team. So I like Sussex Tech. So looking at the brackets, I would go 3, maybe 4 upsets in the first round.
You know, on that bracket side, Sussex Tech could find a way to play St. Mark's come, I believe, the semifinal. That'd be very interesting right there. All right, last question, Mike. We'll go to you. William Penn is the number 1 seed, but are they the favorite to go all the way?
Well, every time I doubt William Penn, which hasn't been much, they just win. They just win. They've got the 2 pitchers, Inslee and Wilkerson. they're not the only two, but they're the top two. They haven't lost since there was snow on the ground back in, I think, March or early April. They play in, let me tell you about Flight A. Appo, Middletown, Hodgson, St. George's. That Concord. Flight A is loaded this year, and Wayne Penn went through it like butter, except St. George's got them. And so, yes, they are very deserving as the one seed. Now, they could just as easily get knocked off down the line somewhere.
They got Salesian and Cape
and Appo. So this should be a really, really fun tournament, except for the parents and the coaches who are going to be chewing on the acid.
Anyway, real quick, Jay, before we head there, Cape Henlopen this season has a couple of no-hitters tossed. They got a really good pitching staff with Galoff and company. Tournament time, it gets to be, about pitching, especially with games back-to-back, not too much days rest in between. How does that affect a team that maybe has strong pitching versus a team that has a really solid lineup?
Well, yeah, and it's all about the pitch counts. Me and Mike were discussing earlier. Friends, they play tomorrow, then they get salaries on Saturday. They want to keep their best pitchers, so they're going to try and keep him at a minimum of 40 pitches so that he can pitch again on Saturday. So, like Friends, they have maybe 1.5 pitchers. A team like Cape Henlopen, who's got 2-3 pitchers, they can balance it out, or they can have a pitcher go with distance and not need them next game because they have the talent of pitching.
And they have a bye.
And the thing I like about Cape this year, years past they had the dominant pitcher and couldn't hit. Yeah, I know they lost to St. Mark's 9-7 on Monday. They scored 7 runs against a dominant St. Mark's pitching staff. So to me, if you can get that hitting going in the postseason with the pitching that they have, they're a team that can easily win it as 4 seed.
To be seen tomorrow. The 24th is when the tournament starts. Saturday is round 2. Wednesday is the quarterfinals. Next Friday will be the semifinals, and of course, the following Sunday will be the finals. We got the grand finale coming up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Heat your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
It'll be a quick grand finale here on 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella, Pat Garianis to talk about some baseball in the area and some athletes that have gone on to the college level.
Yeah, we're going to start in Virginia Wesleyan right here, the #1 team down in the country of Division III. They will be heading back to the Division III championships in Oklahoma City after being crowned as Super Regional champs Sunday morning at Marlins Park. They downed to Berry College 7-6 in 8 innings after a rain delay. They hit the 50 win mark for the second straight season. The reason 50-2, by the way. The reason we talk about it, a couple Delaware players in that one. Cassidy Howard and Cesar Rodney and Kerrigan Simpson, who we saw last year from Lake Forest, big time power hitter. Congratulations to them and continued success to those guys down there.
50-2.
That's impressive.
And that had to be fun to play at Marlins Park.
Yeah.
Even though it has the ugliest thing in center field I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, University of Delaware up 2-0 over Hofstra in the bottom of the 4th. UD though collecting some accolades earlier today. Billy Sullivan and junior Kyle Baker were both placed as 5 individuals on the CAA conference team. The CAA announced the rookie of the year is Billy Sullivan, and first team winning was Kyle Baker from St. Mark's and Wilmington Charter, respectively. The Hens also got their first CAA Rookie of the Year selection since Alex Buchholz in 2006.
Not to be confused with Clay Buchholz.
Not to be confused at all. I would argue Alex Buchholz probably would have played better. Baker from Wilmington Charter was selected to the CAA first team for the first time in his career after batting .349 this season, having 68 base hits. Sullivan was joined on the CAA third team by Calvin Scott from St. Mark's, and they're Delaware native, raking this year 286, 8 doubles, 4 homers, and 25 RBIs. And Delaware was well represented on the 10-person CAA All-Rookie team. Sullivan and shortstop Jordan Hutchins from Dover earning All-Rookie honors. Just tell you, Hutchins had a phenomenal year, batting .310 and recording 8 extra base hits in 113 at-bats. He drove in 13 and scored 13 runs. UD took on UNCW, number 1 seed in the CAA tournament, lost them 2-1. Kyle Hinton pitched very well, 8 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs that ended up being the difference.
Strikeouts, yeah.
The pitchers for UNCW are 8-0 on the season, so UNCW is a dominant team.
Yeah, and then of course, like we said, they're turning it around right now, up on Hofstra. I believe it was 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th, so they're trying to get back on track there. Let's visit my alma mater, Wilmuth softball program. Standout Rosalind Burton of Caesar Rodney was named honorable mention in the 2018 Division II Conference Commissioners Association All-Tournament Teams, and a vote of the nation's Division II top sports information directors. So Burton led the Wildcats and finished the season with a .470 batting average. That'll get you in the Hall of Fame. Burton led the CACC 87 hits, 56 runs, 42 stolen bases, and finished the year 7 triples and a .527 on base, and was on the first team All-CACC team. She was 1 hit off her own single season program record at 87. So congratulations to her, and that's just a phenomenal season.
That is a phenomenal season, and a phenomenal talent is Tyler Hill. He is a guest.
Former guest.
Former guest of 302 Sports Weekly from DMA. He is on the Salem Red Sox.
Yes, he is.
And he is raking. Got his first home run of the season, batting .264. And also, he got a home run against the Wilmington Blue Rocks. So play that clip right now. The home run was against Justin Camp. And we're running the clip right now. Tyler will be home, by the way, on the weekend, playing against Wilmington Blue Rocks. He'll be home this weekend. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for those games.
It's a 4-game set for Memorial Day weekend. That might be something you check out to go see the kid go take off. One of our very first, he might have been the very first guest here on 302 Sports Weekly, Tyler Hill.
Might have been. My memory is playing tricks on me now. We don't have any players of the league. We don't have any top plays because of all the cancellations, thanks to Mother Nature. Pat, you have any last words before we wrap this baby up?
I mean, look, hey, playoff time's coming around. All the players out there, enjoy it. Enjoy it, because you will have these memories for the rest of your life. So take advantage of it. Weather's starting to open up a little bit. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to get to some games.
Of course, you only have a few shows left at 302 Sports. Be sure to swing on by 3060 Asher Shopping Center here in Newark. From all of us at 302 Sports, time to wrap this baby up. We'll talk to you next week with some results of the state tournament playoffs happening so far in all of the sports here in Delaware.
See you then.
Peace out.